I've heard you all loud and clear. It's time to review Ne Zha 1.
若命运不公，就和他斗到底。
Ne Zha 2 was one of my favorite movies of this year so far, and after my review, I got a lot of people saying they wanted me to go back and review the first one. I don't normally do retro reviews like this, but a long time ago somebody commented that they wanted to see more stuff like this, so let me know if you want more retro reviews, especially since I'm in a time in my life right now where I'm not exactly gonna always be able to see the newest release as soon as possible. Now, Ne Zha 1 actually wasn't that hard to find. I didn't even have to pay for it. It's free on YouTube, and it was also free on Roku. So if you watch Ne Zha 2 or want to watch Ne Zha 2, maybe consider watching Ne Zha 1 first. Now, that is something I didn't do. Do I think I should have? Still no? It might just have the most scary production title I've ever seen in my entire life. Yes, that's right. All of those people are dead. This one is the myth itself. Unlike the second one, which kind of runs with the idea, and in many ways, I think this more conventional story kind of dragged a little bit more for me. I knew exactly where the beats were coming and kind of knew where this story was going to end up. So although I understand that this is a good setup for the second movie, I didn't like the story as much as the second movie. Now, the thing that I really liked about Ne Zha 2 that probably surprised me the most is how incredible the comedy was. So does that follow through to Ne Zha 1? Not so much. Ne Zha 1 relies a lot more on potty humor, and it wasn't the sort of slapstick gold that's present in the second movie. There's a lot more farting, fat jokes, those kinds of things that felt cheap to me, and not as interesting as they are in the second movie, where they're more layered and contextual. So for me, after the incredible amount of hype that I think my fans gave it, I was a little disappointed. But I also think the second movie is just that good that in comparison to the first one, it kind of pales. Now, that being said, this is a really fun start to an awesome franchise and larger story. But as an American, it's also a really great introduction to some other culture and mythology that you wouldn't necessarily be aware of. And I think a lot of the same things I said in the Ne Zha 2 review, like how the cinematography and wide shots are a standout way above what we do over here in the West, I think still stand true. The animation is, although flawed, ambitious. You can tell they don't have the money to throw around yet, as not all of the textures are incredibly polished like they are in Ne Zha 2. But I mean, hell, let's be honest, this guy is literally a doctor that dropped out to make cartoon movies. He's not gonna have it all figured out when he first starts. I'd also say I like kind of the fights a little bit more. They seem more engineered instead of in the last movie where kind of like predictable. But I will say, shout out to this guy for literally explaining to me how awesome the training arc segment is and how it's actually a subtle nod to what's gonna happen towards the end of the movie. That shit's really cool. So, on my scale, Ne Zha 1 is good. It's not great like Ne Zha 2, and Ne Zha 2 for me honestly is even bordering on love it. But Ne Zha 1 isn't quite to the same step and par. Like I said, it makes sense. It's a startup animation studio made by a guy who dropped out of being a doctor to make cartoons. So they don't have it all figured out yet. And it's a really good start though, knowing that within context. But I still would say I prefer the second one. So if you watched the second one or wanting to watch the second one and are wondering whether or not you should watch the first one, I'd say it's up to you. If you want to watch the first one, I think it's a great way of setting up the context, and I did understand the characters better this time around, but I don't think it's necessarily a required watch, and the second one is really the best this studio has to offer. Thank you guys so much for watching and all the support on the last video. If you liked this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and share with a friend.
Do what now?
I said tell Miss Laura goodbye. Bye, Miss Laura.